Good evening, everyone. Good evening. And big up DJB and Shane. Right, if you haven't watched that bloody Retro show, Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon, go and watch it. It's legend, I tell you. And thank you, mate, for the raid. It is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The stuff that you guys come up with. Some of them shirts you show is just absolutely wild from back in the day. I remember a lot of them. Them. And as we all do, Kenny would as well. And yes, let's get into this. Shano, stuff's going well. Nearly on 2K, man. Nearly there.
Slowly but surely. Yeah. Just have the Ireland game on in the background now. They're bloody 2-0 down to Armenia after their great comeback against Hungary. So back to factory settings for Ireland by the looks of things. But yeah, listen. Always delighted to be here. Amongst legendary panels such as yourself and DJB and Kenny and, of course, the wonderful chat. I'm looking forward to getting into it. Really looking forward to getting into it. And thanks, of course, for having me on. Yeah,
there's a lot to talk about. DJ, as I said, mate, how you doing, buddy? That show is class. It is class.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I was saying to Shane, if I didn't do another stream and just done the retro, I'd be happy. Do you know what I mean? But this is another one of my favourites. It's always a pleasure to be on with Kenny and yourself and the four of us. It is an old school show, and it's I look forward to it. It's really, really good. So and I'm only 50 odd away now from 2K. So just going to mention subs away from 2K.
Let's get these two guys. Come on, they put a lot of effort in, man.
Me and Shane are around about the same. So yeah, it would be good, but it is what it is. But no, thanks, Jez, and always a pleasure to sit next to Kenny. And big up everyone.
Oh, it's a bit like you're at the Emirates there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he's in the rough end. I'm in the posh end. I don't associate with Kenny at the Emirates. Only before the game. Before the game, we catch up. With
it is, isn't it? I've kept it real. But mind you, that if you want to maintain your season ticket and not get in trouble with people you live with, your partner or your wife. Always make sure you have a lower tier ticket, because you have a lower tier ticket, all right? Lower tier ticket, they're not as expensive as those ones in the upper tier. So always remember that when you go cup finals, always get a front seat. Yes, you may not get the best view in the house, but at least you don't put your monthly incomings into jeopardy.
That's true.
That is very true, my friend.
That is true.
Let's get in. Sorry.
Now, go on. Also, as you get older, the upper tier becomes a lot further away as well. Only joking.
Well, at the Emirates, mate, if you're up in the gods, you need bloody binoculars. But let's get into this, right? I'm going to start off with what's going on with our opponents this weekend, Nottingham Forest. Sack their manager. Strange move. Obviously, things not happy there. And Ange has come in now. He's joined. So I'm going to throw this out to you first, Shane. Right? We all know that when a club gets a new manager in, they get a little bit of a bounce, don't they? They get a little bit of inspiration. I don't think Ange is going to have that amount of time this week to change things up, because he's only been officially appointed today. But that could be a bit of an issue for Arsenal, because that new manager bounce may not do us any favours. And let's be fair, let's be honest, Arsenal aren't playing the greatest football at the moment. And Ange, ex-Tottenham, now gone Nottingham Forest, mate. What are you seeing coming out of this, my friend?
Yeah, I'm not overly surprised. I got half of my prediction right 2 weeks ago. I said that when we played him, that Ange will be gone, or sorry, that Nuno will be gone, and I thought Mourinho would be there. That was my prediction, was that he'd be gone and Mourinho would be there. I got half it right. Nuno was gone. Once he started saying that stuff about the board, there's no coming back from that. We kind of knew it. And then after he said it about them not signing up players, they went out and signed players. They thought, okay, so they're signing the players. Maybe they're going to keep them. But you know, these club owners or these businessmen like that, they're a lot of them are you have to have an ego to get that far in business. And if someone says something about you, you ain't coming back from it. The thing with the I was worried before the game. I've been worried about this game for a couple of weeks. I think that Nottingham Forest are the best counter-attacking side in the league. I think we don't play well against counter-attacking side, low block, and then they hit us. We've been split open with 2 passes many a time against PSG and teams like that. People are saying now, oh, it's grand now, we'll play against a high line. There is no way on earth that Ange goes in there with 2 days or 1 day, whatever it will be, to train, because it's the early kickoff on a Saturday, and changes things up. There's just no way he changes it up. I'd say he'll even just stand off in the distance in training. I don't think he'll even get involved in training. He'll just, not this week, and he'll just say, whatever you were planning to do that this week, and then after the match, we'll start to work on our stuff. But there will be that bounce. Sometimes it bounces the wrong way, but I thought, with it being Arsenal, early kickoff, we're never great with early kickoffs. We're never great being the front runners, as in we're playing before everybody else. As DJ was saying earlier, the Emirates atmosphere for an early kickoff is a strange one. Forest will come there. The attacking players will want to show what they can do because they'll know how this manager plays. They'll be trying things. Like I said, I can't see him making many changes for this game. I think if we had gotten these guys, if they had got him in at the start of the season, we'd be thinking, right, we have a much better chance here because he would have got his claws into them and it'd be the high line and all that stuff. But I think it'll be the same lineup, same tactics that we would have got against Forest. The only difference, I would say, will be the in-game management, that if it's a draw with 10 minutes left, he'd be more likely to throw the kitchen sink at it than where Nuno would lock up for the draw. I think that's the only difference we might see. I have this down. I was asked on when we found out he was gone, even before we knew who was manager. And I just have such a bad feeling about it. I can't shake it. I can't shake the bad feeling I have for this. I think it'll be 2-1 to either team. Like one team will go 2-0 up and look comfortable and then let one in stupidly. It's just a matter of who it is. But I don't have a great feeling about this game at all. I really don't. And as I said to DJ earlier, that's a shame that we're a so-called league challenger. And people say, well, it's just you. But we're so-called league challengers and we're playing at home to Forest, and I'm not overly confident. It could just be me, that this club has just done this to me. But yeah, look, there will be a bounce. There's always a bounce. Whether it'll be enough to beat us, I really am sort of on the fence. I can't put a finger on it. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Ex-Tottenham manager, early kickoff. It's a good game. It has everything. So it should be a good game. But yeah, I'm not overly confident going into it, Jez, at all.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about this today. I'm thinking, I actually heard he'd been announced officially now. 2-year contract, I believe it is. So yeah, Kenny, mate. Nottingham Forest, they're a bit of a dodgy team for Arsenal at times. One of the worst games I've ever seen Arsenal play. I know it was away at the City Ground and it was in the FA Cup, and we didn't even have a shot on goal. Now that was what, 3 seasons ago this year. But Kenny, Ange's come in. I personally don't think he's going to change things up this week because he's not going to have enough time. I think he'll probably just say, look, just do what you've been training for, get that and play and get out there. So, what do you see out of this, Kenny? Because I think this now could put a totally different mindset on this game at the Emirates.
Well, we've got a very good record against Forest in regards to the manager, whether it's Steve Cooper in charge or Nuno Espirito Santo in charge. So that's an own game where the approach still has to be the same. We've still got to find a way to win the game. We don't know what Forest is going to come out. We know how Ange prefers to play. That's play with inverted fullbacks and leave loads of space. He probably ain't going to be doing that because it'd be a fool not to do that. We know that Ange proved in Europe that he can be pragmatic, and he will try to be pragmatic as such. But even so, if you look at Forest's results this season, they're a bit of a mixture, aren't they?
Yeah.
She never really lost to West Ham, but they got absolutely ruined. I think they went in there with a lot of confidence. Crystal Palace, I thought they played very well. First game of the season, I thought against Brentford, I thought they played really, really well. So you don't know what Forest is going to attack. One thing is they've lost Elanga's pace and ability to stretch teams. So that is something that where for a match was a couple of years ago, especially on a counter attack. But I think Forest, if they want to get anything out of the game, Ainge has to resist the temptation to play his way. Shane's right. They're probably going to stick with Nuno Espirito Santo's sort of formation, low block, blah, blah, and try not to concede anything. Don't give everything away and see what they can get in the second half. They're going to be very hard to break down from set pieces as well because, as you know, they've got some big boys there. So we're going to have to find a way to move the ball quicker, play the ball in the ground, and try and get, play a more kind of attacking role and because I think if we try to play their game, we're on the end of probably a draw. But it'll be an interesting one. But I still think we should go there. We've got to win it, find a way, get the best out of Guy Carrez. He's looking fitter now. Get the ball forward quickly. We would need, if Eze's playing as well, get him on the ball and get him to feed Guy Carrez. And I think that'd be our passage to a good win.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to come on to after I've spoken to. We get DJ's opinion on Ange going to Forest. DJ, it could well be a naughty one. I mean, I've predicted a 2-1 all the time.
Yeah.
What do you give me your breakdown on this? Because Ange, come on,
I don't think there's going to be a lot in it, to be honest with you. I think with the appointment of the new manager, they're gonna sort of play it safe, but they're gonna make it a bit awkward for us, if that makes sense. They're not going to go all gun ho. I don't think it's going to be a typical Ange kind of all guns blazing straight into attack. I think they're going to play very, very cautiously. And it's a tricky one because see, with Forest, they're the sort of team that if you let your guard down, they can score. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be on it. You've got to be concentrating for all the time. They're a funny team. One minute they look absolutely awful and out of it, and you think to yourself, we can put them to the sword here and go and score 3 or 4. And then the next minute, bang, they have like a 5-10 minute spell where they're on top of teams. Because they're very good at that, Nottingham Forest. They sort of lull you into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden they're sort of like having 10 minutes of a very, very good spell, like they did at the Emirates last year. I thought, this is a poor team. And then suddenly for 15 minutes of the game in the second half, they look like world beaters. So I don't think Ange's going to go in there and change much. I think he's just going to have a look at what the players are, their attitude, who can play in what system. I think he's going to use it as a bit of a friendly for him, even though it's important. But I don't think Ange is going to be too worried if he comes out of there with no points, because I don't think they was expecting to win there even with Nuno. So I don't think Ange will be kind of. It's a bit of a shot. As Kenny would say, it's a bit of an open goal for Ange, really. He's got nothing to lose, has he? He can go there, first game of the season at the Emirates, and if he comes out of there and he hasn't won any and he hasn't picked up any points, it ain't no big deal. No one's expecting him to win there. However, he could go there and be an absolute hero. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them games where we've got to take the game to Nottingham Forest, because we can't go in there with a mindset of new manager, they're good on the counter. We've got to play our game. We've got to find a way to get Gyökeres more involved. I don't think he's touched the ball hardly since in his first 3 games. We've got to pick the right team to go there and get on the front foot early, get an early goal, and put the game to bed early. Because if we don't, if it's 0-0, even 1-0 at half time, the more the game goes on, Forest will grow more and more in confidence. Then the new manager gives his team talk at half time. The dressing room's buzzing, change of voice, change of atmosphere. Suddenly there's a bit of excitement in the players because it's all new to them. And if they can go in 1-0 down or 0-0 at half time, suddenly they're coming out second half with the new manager in there at half time. and then it could be anyone's game in the second half. So we do have to get that early goal, and we have to do what we should have done against Liverpool: go and set a marker down. We've got to go and set a marker down. We've got to get an early goal, and we've just got to play our game. We can't worry about what they're like on the counter. We can't get in the mindset of new manager bounce and all of this. But what we must do is get Eze starting.
Well,
we must get Eze starting. We've got to get creative. I keep saying it. I've been saying it from the beginning of the season. We've got to get creative. I've not really seen us creative enough yet. I know we scored 5 goals against Leeds, but at the end of the day, up until then, the first half wasn't that exciting, to be honest. We've got to start getting more creative. We've got to start getting that ball moving a bit quicker. If we don't do that, Nottingham Forest, new manager or anyone, we're going to struggle. So for me, we've got to hit the ground running. Our season has got to start this weekend. It has to. If we come out of there with another poor performance, stinky 1-0, 2-1, questions have still got to be asked.
Absolutely. I mean, you and Kenny will be at the game. You'll see it firsthand. I mean, NW10 to NW2, big up, Jez. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday, my friend. Big up.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah, I mean, you've just made a very good point. To me, Eze must start this game. I mean, why would you? I don't understand it. It's nonsensical to me. You spend 60 odd million with bonuses and all that shit, add-ons, whatever you want to call it, and you bring him in at Liverpool. Don't play him till basically the game's dead. So to me, Shano, he's got to start him, hasn't he? Now, second two-part question to you here. Right? I personally, I've been an advocate of this for quite a while now, and I'm going to ask you, then Kenny, then DJ the same question, right? Yeah. Eze must start. Why does he not go and strengthen that midfield by going 4-4-2?
Stubbornness would be the big one. He's got too many central midfielders that he wants to squeeze in, so he wants the 3 in midfield. He likes the 6. He likes the player that can pick it up off the defence. He likes the whole formation. He's not a manager that would, you hear some of these Arsenal, I don't consider them Arsenal fans, but Arsenal YouTubers out there saying that he plays every player to his strengths. It's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. He's a system manager. Kenny, same with me. These system managers infuriate me. They infuriate me. It's the bane of modern football. This is my system. You adapt to it. And you squeeze in, or else you don't get your game. The greatest teams in history, the Barcelonas, the Ajax team of the 70s, the Bayern Munich team of the mid 70s, all these guys, they would have had a system, but if they had a player that was fantastic in one position and another one that was good in the same, they'd find a way to slightly adjust the formation to get them both in. You've seen England struggle with it back when they had the so-called golden generation, and they were playing people instead of changing the formation slightly to get Gerrard, Scholes, and Lampard into midfield. They were putting Gerrard out the left, or they were putting Scholes out the left. Instead of moving the system a little bit and getting the best out of your players. And it's gone back to that now. And the people will be pushing now for Marino to start because he got a hat-trick against Turkey. What people don't understand is they're using this now as a defence for the formation that Arteta picked against Liverpool. That's what they're doing now. It wasn't a defensive formation. Marino's not a defensive midfielder. Well, he's not really, but he's not an attacking midfielder either. So let's get that straight before you start. He's not a 10, if that's what they're trying to say. And if they want to look at his goals against Turkey, several of them were him breaking into the box, which he's not allowed to do unless he's playing up front. And the other one was him hitting a 30-yard shot, which he's not allowed to do at Arsenal. So there's a reason that he's scoring these goals for Spain. He's allowed to express himself on the pitch. People were saying about Eze, look at the turn he did against Liverpool. Well, that'll be coached out of him quick enough, taking risks like that. He won't be allowed. So I think Eze will start, but it will be out the left, of course. Odegaard's going to start, of course. He's got a new haircut now, so apparently that's going to get him more goals. I've been seeing that around the internet as well. But I'm pretty much sure I could pick the team. Gyökeres is going to struggle again, like he will this whole time here, and I feel for him. I really do, because, like DJ said, if you think about clear-cut chances, he hasn't really had one. He hasn't, except for the one that was a tackle against Leeds that broke to him and he was about 6 yards out. That wasn't us creating. The goal he made was just a punt over the top into the corner, which I don't mind, because that's his bread and butter, is running the channels and cutting inside. But he hasn't. He's been quite starved of service. And the thing with people pushing for Marino now, they need to realise that he has started 12 games in midfield for us. We've won 3 of them. You know what I mean? That's it. We've won 3 of the games that he has started in midfield, and he's got 3 goals in that time. 2 of them from open play. So when he started up front, we've had those moments. But when he starts in midfield, we've won 3 of 12. So people need to just sort of pump the brakes a little bit and stop saying, "Oh well, he did this for his country," and they don't realise that it's reflecting badly on the manager they're trying to protect. Okay, because he's let express himself. He's allowed to express himself with Spain. So for me, Eze has to start. We know this manager, when he's under pressure, he makes the decisions that he should have made in the first place. You know, when Odegaard was out last season, he'd do anything he could not to start Nwaneri in 10. Everybody wanted Nwaneri in the 10. We had a bad run of it. Then when Saka was out, then he said, "Okay, now I'll start him because the pressure's growing on me. So I'll do what the crowd say." So I'm pretty sure Eze will start out the left to get the crowd going. They'll all be buzzing. He's clever enough to know that that'll get the crowd excited from the start. If he doesn't start them, the crowd will be edgy at the start. They'll be angry because they all want to go there and see Eze. It's the get along gang. They want to see Eze. They all have their Eze jerseys. They want to see him playing. He is shrewd enough to know that he has to play him. He won't do it for tactics. He won't do it because he feels that Eze is his man. We all know Eze is not his man, by the way. That was thrown at him because of the Havertz injury. Look, I don't want your excuses. Here's a player. Yeah, but he doesn't play in the same. I don't care. Here's a player. Use him. So he'll definitely for me start Eze to get the crowd on side. It's just one of those things that he'll stumble upon, like he often does his decisions. But yeah, he has to. He'll never mix up the formation, Jez. To get back to what you said, he'll never do it. It's not in his nature. So we will go with the 4-1-2-3. You know, it'll be Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Eze, Wakey, Gyökeres, and then probably Mascara at centre back. And I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to pick close to the team. But look, we can just be grateful that his own sort of arrogance of wanting to keep the crowd happy will mean that Eze will start. Let's just hope that he has a good game and he can't drop him again, because that's all we can really hope for. But it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see, especially with the 2 managers now.
Yeah, it's a good point, Kenny. You know, Eze, in my opinion, must start. He's got to start. Would you, Kenny? I know we've talked about this over a few years, actually. Would you change it up now to get rid of this 4-3-3, change it to a 4-4-2, strengthen that midfield?
I think the trouble with 4-4-2 is that it's in essence you should be doing. I can understand why we go to 4-4-2. I think 4-4-2 we'll probably do it within the game, not to start with. Is if we need that second goal, we need the striker needs a bit of help, and then like I said, you quicken the way we play. That's probably when he would do it. But his starting position will be a strict military 4-3-3. So in terms of like personnel, well, Martinelli's played himself out of the team.
Yeah,
the fact the club have leaked information that Martinelli won't be Martinelli. They'll look at to sell Martinelli, and we've still got the Turkey's transfer deadline. We don't know what the situation is going to be like with our good friend Trossard as well. But in terms of starting Eze on the left, you can never say never or ever, because I was confident that he was going to start against Liverpool. I was convinced of it. But it didn't happen. He went there with a team that was basically difficult to breach. And if all things fails, or it was at least they were going to get a point against Forest, we've got to win. He probably will start Eze on the left, because there's no real alternatives there anymore. Not unless he's just not playing well enough, not good enough. Trossard, not really as such. Eze been playing, like I said, football regularly for his club. It's a place that he'll have to fit him in. But the problem is, when you play Eze in that position, he's not going to be allowed to play as Shane as he did with Palace. That was his starting position when he played against us last season at the Emirates, where he's tended to drift into midfield to try when needs be to collect the ball, and then he drifted into just beyond Mateta in order to get closer to him. That's how he plays from the left for Palace, and that's how he played in the cup final when he got those two, where he got the goal in the cup final, he got the goal in the semi-final as well, where the ball came in and he was able to drift in to be that person in the box. So it's a strange one because I worried that he'll get the best out of Eze, but my team, back four picks himself, excluding Saliba, of course.
You're going to get onto that.
Timber, we have to assume he's going to play because Ben White, I don't think is right. Left back, Calafiori picks himself. We're going to get onto Miles Lewis-Skelly because I'm hearing rumours that he's been let go from the squad today, so he won't be featuring the left back today in Serbia, in Belgrade. So that's something. So that's Calafiori. So Gabriel and Mosquera. Midfield, it'll be Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard. And in the front three, we know that Victoria Flores is definitely starting. We know that Madueke is definitely starting on the right. Eze should be starting on the left, but we just don't know with this manager. I'm being honest now. I can't pin him down. I just don't know with this manager anymore.
That's the worry. That is the worry. As Mems Cream was saying, he'll start Madueke in the weekend. He'll have to give Eze his Arsenal debut. He should be in the starting 11. He's match fit. Fact. DJB, my friend.
Yeah.
Same thing for you, mate. I mean, Eze must start, surely. Come on.
Yeah.
Would you change the starting formation to go strengthen that midfield up? We know what Nottingham Forest can do on their counter attacks.
Yeah, I mean it's a game where you could do 4-4-2. You quite easily. I mean, I don't know why I don't know why he never changed. I don't know why he changed from 3-4-3. To be honest, we was free flowing, attacking wing backs when we played free. We had 4 in the midfield and 3 up top. We were scoring goals for fun, playing with some zip and some authority, and he changed it. He could go 2 up top. I don't see the reason why not. If he fancies Marino, he could do that. But he won't. Pure and simple, he won't. No. He hasn't got the balls to do that, and his in-game tactics probably won't allow him to do that anyway. Will Eze start? Who knows? Who knows? Jez, I can't honestly say with my hand on my heart whether he starts or not. We all know he should, and we all know he should start. I've been saying he should start in the 10. That's where I would put him. I'd put him in the 10 because we're not getting much out of Odegaard, but he'll stick with Odegaard, and you'll see Odegaard perform exactly what he's been doing. He'll play just off the right-hand side, and he'll just go round and round in circles, and he'll just pass it left, and then he'll go back, cut back in. Then he'll take too many touches on the ball. Gyökeres will make run after run after run. Then he'll spin round again. Gyökeres by then he's marked or he's run off.
A new haircut though, DJ, will that have an effect?
Well, I don't know. He might give him.
I'm reading. That's what I'm hearing, DJ. I'm hearing that the haircut will change.
Harder look, but this is the problem. This is the problem we're having. Unfortunately, with our football manager, the word logic is not in his vocabulary.
Yep.
The logic Arsenal fan would pick Eze. The logic thing to do would play Eze somewhere on that football pitch, whether it's in the 10, whether it's on the left, whether it's in the centre. Who knows? That's the logic. But unfortunately, our football manager don't look at logic. He wakes up and goes, I'm going to do what I want to do. My word is final. I don't care what 100,000 million Arsenal fans around the world say. I don't care what they're screaming out at the stadium. I don't care what the players are saying. This is what I'm going to do. So for me, don't be surprised if he don't put Trossard on the left.
Mhm.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah. Do not be surprised. He'll put Trossard. This could be. It won't be my lineup, but this is Arteta. Trossard on the left, and he'll play Odegaard. He'll play Madueke, and he'll put Gyökeres in, and then Rice Subamendi, and yeah, that's how it'll be. And
Do you think there's a chance of him playing Marino up front now that he's got the hat trick? This is his chance to drop
he'll
Gyökeres.
try and put Marino in because Marino scored a hat trick. And see, the way our manager thinks is like, oh yeah, you know, I better put him in, or they'll find somewhere.
This is his chance to drop Gyökeres, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
this is his chance to get his false nine in.
This is it. I just don't know, but I think Trossard being on the left would probably be his way of thinking. And then, and then he'll bring Eze on, perhaps if we're winning, or second half if things ain't going well. Wanyeri won't get a sniff. Won't get a sniff. Marino will be on before Wanyeri.
I think he might start them. I really do. Up front.
You can pick 3 or 4 players that are coming on between Wanyeri. Wanyeri's going there to put out football kits. He's going there to peel the oranges. That's all his job now.
Question actually that I'm going to come on to. I'll just some good comments I've got here. Big up to Dale, man. Thank you, buddy.
Big up Dale, my friend.
Big up Jason Panel. Get the Vino in, mate. Thank you, bro. Dale, I'm going to do a late night show this week at some point. If you're available, give me a shout. Let me know if you're available, and we can do something. Big up Sav, man. Like and subscribe and subscribe people to Shano and DJB because they're not far. They're like, and that's arse whisker away from bloody 2K. Come on, give them some love. You know, they work their nuts off putting their content out there. Sap is fraud, buddy. That's a question you just said there. Personally, for me, if Eze doesn't start, I think it's an absolute fucking shock. Right, I'll tell you what I would do up front. Top 3, right? It would be Eze, it would be Gyökeres, and I would start Nweri.
Mm-hmm. Love to see it.
To be honest, that's what. Shane, what do you reckon, mate? I'd start Nweri.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Jez, and I've said this before. Me and Views, the odd time last season, did a pre-match thing. I'm going to be doing them on my channel now the night before every match for about half an hour. Go through the tactics of what I think he'll do. But what I always do is I pick a team that I think Arsenal should pick, and then I'll pick one that I think he'll pick. I'm like you. You know, I'd love to have a manager that when the game is starting each week, that if we pick his team, we could be wrong on 3 players. I'd love that. I'd love to know that there's always a chance that Wanyeri could start out the right, that Odegaard's not going to start every game, that you might be shocked because we're playing a low block that he'll start with, you know, Odegaard and Wanyeri, or Eze and Wanyeri in the middle, because we just know it's not going to happen. Like we played Ipswich at home last season and he started Rice and Partey. You know what I mean? He started 2 holding midfielders, regardless if Rice is in the 8th or regardless of it's just pointless to go against a team that you know for a fact. There's no way Ipswich were going to come to the Emirates and just go all out attack. Like you just know they're not. So why wait until the 70th minute to start throwing on the team that you should have started with? And then it's panic stations and you're trying to pepper their goal and they're locking up and they're getting a bit of belief. So I'd love that. I'd love to see Eze in the 10 and Wanyeri out the right, or Wanyeri in the 10 and Eze out the right. I'd love to see all that. I think that one or 2 things will happen. If he starts Gyökeres, I think there's a chance, after listening to the lads, that maybe he will start Trossard instead of Eze. I just think that if he's going to try and squeeze Marino in up front to soften the blow, then he'd start Eze, because nobody would talk about Gyökeres being dropped. I don't know. People seem to think that you're looking for problems when we talk like this, but you know, we've seen enough of this guy to know how his mind works. And it is all about him. It is main character syndrome. And if people think we're just making it up, you've seen it time and time again. Time and time again. His Champions League dreams of getting to the final were hanging by a thread in Paris. And he didn't bring on Wanyeri, the only game changer he had on the bench, because he was too stubborn about it. Like, that's swallow your pride, man. Swallow your pride. Bring Wanyeri on at half-time and say, just go do what you do. If you ping one in from 20 yards, who knows? We could catch these guys cold. Refuse to bring him on. And then that's all you need to know about him. That is all you need to know about this guy, because people go on about him playing the youth. You know, he's going to bring down and he's going to bring him on against Bilbao in the last minute, break the record, and then push him aside. That's what he'll do, because he's done it with Wanyeri. He brought him on against Brentford. He had a couple of touches. We didn't see him again for about a year and a half. Because he knows what he's doing, and he knows what to feed these guys, these Semius and stuff out there. He knows what to feed them, that they will then repeat it over and over and over again. He knows to say things like Wanyeri played 28 games last season, whatever it was, but nobody mentions the minutes. They mentioned the game. It sounds like he played most of the season, and he didn't. They know how to word it. I saw Semiu today yesterday talk about the Saliba injury, and the way he worded it was, maybe, I suppose, Arsenal could have made a decision not to play him. Right? Arsenal could have made a decision not to. He couldn't say Arteta. He wouldn't say Arteta couldn't make a decision not to play him. So they know what they're doing. This is their job. They know how to word it. He even said about Saliba in the warm-up, the supposed injury in the warm-up. No supposed about it. There's footage of him being helped off the pitch, but they know what they're doing. So, just like Arteta, they know what to feed to get the to make it sound better. So I would love to see Wanyeri out the right. I'd love to see him start. I've said it before, Jez. If I took over Arsenal today, the first thing I'd do is call him in and say, you were going to be starting an awful lot of games this season, mate. If you keep up your standards, if you go out there, express yourself, as long as you, like Wenger did with Ray Parlour when he came in, you keep playing like that, you'll be in the team all the time. Keep playing like that, you'll be in the team. And I'd be like that with him. I think that guy's a game changer. I'm not saying play him every game. I'm not saying that he's just omnipotent. But I'd love to see it. But I do think that there is a very big chance he could play Marino up front. I really do. I think that this is his chance to do it. It suits his system, the dropping back and the playing the false nine and stuff like that. But whether we see Gyökeres, Eze, Wanyeri, I mean, that would be the dream, wouldn't it, to see something like that? But the odds of us seeing it, I think, are very, very slim. Very slim. But you never know. When his back's to the wall, sometimes he makes the decisions that we all want. Sometimes he does. When his back's to the wall, he makes a decision and you go, okay, about time. And then he'll just go back to type at the end, in the very next game. True.
Big up Andy Hartman. Thank you for your super chat. I have starred some comments which will come towards the end, which I think are quite pertinent and we need to talk about. Big up Andy, man. Good evening, guys. Does the PFA have a minimum age limit for players, e.g. Dowman at 15?
Mm-hmm.
I think that they can't have a professional contract till they're 16, but they can play below that age, as we've seen. But anybody else, guys? Anybody?
Yeah, if they turn 16 that season, they can play. Because Dowman, I think his birthday is the 31st of December. So that's when he literally missed by like a day last year. He could have played. I think it was a day's difference. But yeah, he can. There is a minimum age. That they can't play at.
Yeah, I think the restrictions are on two things. Obviously, the contracts, and obviously it's safeguarding as well. Like he'll have to change a separate dressing room from the other players because of safeguarding. So, because just like Ranieri, until Ranieri was 18, he wasn't allowed to. He had to change and get ready in a different dressing room from the players. Right, so Max Dowman, will not be getting changed in the same sort of room as his teammates. You know what I mean? But as soon as he finishes getting changed, he'll go in dressing rooms and he'll go and get his team talk and be part of the team building. But yeah, in essence, he's not allowed. But that's something that football's being at the coming of terms with. Obviously, it's because of what football didn't do, which has affected his coaches. Back in the 80s and 70s, the amount of coaches who got away with murder. Crewe, Southampton, Man City. And thankfully, some of these bastards are doing jail time.
Ricks was another one, wasn't he? Chelsea. But anyway, let's move on from that. Kenny, I'd like to see a lot more game time out of Nwaneri. He's earned his time. He did well last season. But some reason, we know what this manager likes to do. He'll big a player up and then cut them down. You know, we all know that Odegaard will start. We know that as given. God knows why. In my reports have told me he had a shit game for Norway the other day. But would you start him where I would? I'd give him a go.
One thing is a fact. One thing is factual. Ranieri, Marzu Skelly, and Max Dowman, because of the injuries, would not have to wait for the games in the FA Cup and games in the Carling Cup, as they probably would have done in previous years, because the injuries that we so want to avoid from last season have happened. Saliba's is injured for a long time, for a while now. You know, Saka's injured. There's going to be injuries for other players because there's going to be intense games. Remember, we've got the World Cup next summer. So a lot of these players are playing qualifiers, high intensity games where there's going to be no give me's, no friendlies. It's going to be high intensity. And then you've got as soon as we get back, we've got the league games, and 3 days later, we've got Champions League games where you've got to basically win every game in order to avoid going to playoffs. You know, there's no arse protection as well. So basically, injuries are going to occur. Be very surprised and shocked if we do not get any more injuries up until the 1st of January, because they're going to happen. Ranieri will play games. He will play games. He may even start matches, but he will definitely get minutes. And that's where he's got to grab the baton from what his mate did last season. I still think make Arteta make a decision. Arteta definitely 100% he thinks that Calafiori is better than Marzu Skelly, but he didn't need to play Calafiori in those games last season because Marzu Skelly was playing well enough to stay in the team. That's got to be the situation when Yeri has to do it. He has to say, you know what? If he can, I can. I know Odegaard's the captain. I know he's bought Eze. You know, I know Madueke's there as well. But there's proof there is a pathway into this team if you maintain your standards, because, you know, possession is 9/10 of the law. If you play well in one game and then you make yourself undroppable like Miles Skelly does. Obviously, Miles is now droppable now because obviously kids do run into a wall and then get injured, or they just lose form, or players work him out. And then the guy that you replaced is now back. He's fit and ready to go, and he'll keep his shirt. So it's not all doom and gloom. One thing about Miles Skelly needs to do, he'd Brentford. He'd what happened at Brentford. If you don't learn anything from the Brentford game, then yeah, I agree with all of you. He's going to hide into nothing. Teams in terms of the team, even if he's fit and everyone's injured, he won't get games.
Yeah, true. Cancel account. No, I haven't done the quiz yet, mate. I'm just trying to get people organised that can challenge Kenny. You know what I mean? It's a tricky one. Then we've got to find an evening where everybody's available. But it will be happening. I was hoping to do it this week, but it may now be next week. But no, you haven't missed it. If you want to join in, you're more than welcome. That is for sure. I always like to get people involved in it. I always like to have at least 4. Got to be 4 people doing the quizzes on that one. But big up Andy G, man. Thank you for watching. Always yours here. Joseph Connor Golden, Binks Oregon Goon will say Elliot Anderson and Gibbs White are decent players, better than Odegaard. Yeah. I've got to agree with you on that one. But anyway, DJB. Would you start him, Werry?
He's muted. You're muted.
You're muted.
I've done a Kenny there. Sorry, guys. I said I'd start Ranieri. Yeah, I mean, it's all whether he'd start him. Why not start him against Nottingham Forest? Why not? You know, obviously the Man City game might be a bit tricky at starting, but why not start him? I'd start him. I'd put him in the 10. I'd play Eze on the left, and the only reason why I would play Eze on the left is because he's about the best we've got, because he's better than Martinelli and he's better than Trossard. It's not his best position. He's more effective from the 10 or the centre, but that's what I would go with. That to me excites me. Wanyeri in the 10, Madueke on the right, Eze on the left, Gyökeres. That really excites me. Or be even braver, play Odegaard in the 8, play Wanyeri in the 10, and play him with Eze. Why not? Try something different. This is what I've been saying for the last 2-3 seasons. Try something different. It's predictable. It's been predictable now for too long. And other managers know. Ange Postecoglou has had a break from Spurs. He's going to rock up with Forest, and he knows exactly how Arteta's going to play.
Exactly.
And he's been away in Australia, visiting family, holiday. He ain't even had to watch Arsenal play. He already knows how he's setting up. He already knows. So try something different. Why not get Odegaard and Eze on the same pitch? Give Odegaard a free run. Go on, Odegaard. Do Vitinha. Do what Vitinha does for PSG. Go run around. Eze, you can play on the left. You cut inside. You play inverted. Come in from the left-hand side. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine if he had the balls to drop one of these defensive midfield players? Either, all right, not so much Rice, but can you imagine if he dropped Zubamendi and played Odegaard, Eze?
I'd be DJ.
Do you know what I mean?
Mendy.
You imagine that. You imagine if we rocked up on Saturday and you had an attacking formation like that. Why do you need the likes of Gabriel, Timber, Calafiori, Declan Rice, who's more than capable of playing just in front of the back four as a defensive holding midfield player? He's more than capable of doing that. If you've got Declan Rice just in front of the back four, and you've got a back four as solid as that, which we are quite solid in defence, then you can play Odegaard and Eze in the same team. See, we're saying about would you play Wanyeri? Do you know? I'd have them absolute, because if you rocked up like that, you imagine then the other opposition managers or Ange, he's thinking, hang on a minute, this weren't in the fault. I weren't expecting Eze and Odegaard and Wanyeri playing all in the same team. I weren't expecting that. Do you know what I mean? So for me, this is what the manager's got to do. If he's going to be serious of winning a major trophy this season, he's got to be more adventurous. He's got to be more braver. And I keep saying it. He's too predictable, and this is the problem. He's got the squad now. He's got the players. Go and try and bamboozle the opposition. Otherwise, what's going to happen? We're just going to be set up the same. We all can predict how he's going to set up. All we're thinking of is, does he play Eze or don't he play Eze? The rest of it just picks itself. And this is fans predicting it. Other coaches are sitting back. They don't even have to watch Arsenal. They know how he's going to play. They know how he's going to play. And this is what he's got to try and overcome. This is why I want another manager, because he ain't going to overcome that. True. Another manager would go, hang on a minute. Why are you all telling me about whether I should play Eze? Of course I'm going to play Eze. I'm also going to play Odegaard in the 8. I'm going to play with one defensive midfield player. We're at the Emirates, for Christ's sake. We're not playing away at Man City's ground. We're at the Emirates. We're the home team. Go and express yourself. But he won't. You'll know exactly how it'll go. Kenny will tell you how it'll go. We'll kick off. Either Declan Rice will slam it out for a throw-in without passing to anyone, or it's just going to go backwards, sideways, back, and we'll spend 6-7 minutes with about 70% possession without getting anywhere. You have a look at the stats in the first 10 minutes of that game on Saturday, and it'll show 70% possession Arsenal, and we would have had no shots. You know exactly how we're going to play.
And if you know that, DJ, if you know that, Ange Postecoglou will know that.
Yeah. Of course he will.
and he will set the team up to accommodate.
Yeah. What he'll say, right, let them have the ball. And don't worry about them having the ball in their own half. But when they come into our half, make sure that we've got bodies behind, make sure that you're defending and make sure that you're pushing them out wide because they're not dangerous on any crosses because there's only Yorkeres in the box. And that's it. Send Madueke down the channel. If Martinelli's playing, well, don't worry about him. Just he runs it off for a goal kick. Just force him out wide. He ain't gonna do much. And keep Declan Rice and Zubimendi in front of you. That's it. And all you got to do then is when we do get possession, break very quickly. And that's how they'll play. That's exactly how they'll play. No, it's frustrating, Jez. It's really frustrating because you just don't know what this manager's gonna do, and I'm really annoyed about it because it's another season where I can't predict anything again.
That's the annoying thing, man.
Do you know what I mean, man? I'm going into another season like I was last year. I should be going into this game against Nottingham Forest saying, yeah, 4-5, 3 or 4-0. No problem at all. No matter who we play.
Confident.
Doesn't matter who we play. We're going to win this easy. I'm going in thinking 1-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
And this is how I was last season. This is rinse and repeat from last season.
True. It's the same old shit every. I said this the other night on, I think it was Lee's show. I'm getting to the point now. I'm just so bored of watching this football that I don't be bothered to bloody watch it. Mems Creamer says, Kenny Ken, do you remember me challenge you to a Man United quiz?
I remember that.
I have
I accept his challenge.
I half wrote a quiz whilst I was there. I haven't finished it off, but we will do that. Let's say, Kenny and Mems, let's say we'll do that in October.
Yeah.
Right? Let's do that in October.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Man United Arsenal quiz.
For those who are interested in international football, which is very little of you, Eze's been dropped to the bench. He's not starting for England today, but Madueke keeps his place. Marzu Skelly, as I've predicted, is out of the England squad. Shane, I've got bad news for you, but you already know this.
Yeah, I was watching it in the background. Watching it, awful result. That's one of our worst ever results.
If you thought Nigeria were going to get the World Cup, well, you didn't think Nigeria were going to get the World Cup. Well, they ain't. They've drawn to South Africa. So it's one of those things where it's going to be in England if they want to. But yeah, the game against Serbia is going to be nice and hot. Dusan Vlahovic is starting for.
He's on fire as well at the moment. He's playing well at the moment.
Those years ago, we meant to be getting Vlahovic. What happened there, eh?
He scored both games in Juve this season. He scored in both games. He's playing really well.
Hey, well, I've got some questions I want to ask anyway here. I'm just going to say there's 184 people in the house. There's not even 100 likes yet. What are you doing, people? Come on, it's free. Just smash the likes, you know. It's a free show. We're giving you great content from these three legend Arsenal fans. Telling you the facts, giving you the opinions. Get this. I want 100 likes. I want 100 likes, please. Come on. It's not expensive. It's all good stuff. These people I was giving you tonight. So I'm going to cut the questions. Actually, very good questions. Comments actually. Let's start with this one. Let's go to Shano on this one, man. Apparently, Mems is saying, Odegaard has responded to Tony Adams saying that he doesn't care on his opinions.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
An Arsenal legend, a man that's got a statue outside the Emirates, right?
Yep.
And Odegaard has the absolute fucking disrespect to say he doesn't care on his opinion.
Yeah, well, look, this guy's a puppet. The first interview he did after was the one where he said that second's not failure. He said, yeah, we have the fire in the tummy, guys. It was clearly a speech written by his manager. He would have been told to go out and dismiss Tony Adams. Listen, I'm all for having a fighting spirit and saying, well, I don't agree. I think I'm a good captain. I'd like to hear that. But at least acknowledge the man that said it. At least say, yeah, look, I have to take it into account. Tony Adams is an Arsenal legend, but I respectfully disagree. Something along those lines. But to just dismiss it,
Big up views.
you know, it'll be worded differently. We'll be told that he didn't mean it that way, that what's he meant to say, and all that sort of stuff. Sadly for these footballers today, everything you say is scrutinised. Every word you say is scrutinised. Everything you say is picked apart. And that's just the reality of it. It's why you're paid so much money. So you do have to think about these things. Also, sadly, most of them don't have a mind of their own. The youth team players, it's gotten better for them. I still think they should be cleaning boots and stuff like that. They're treated like prima donnas now. But the one good thing that they do is that they get an education. They continue their education. They used to just get no education. They'd be taken out of school. It's all about training. 98% wouldn't make it, and they just tossed them out on the street. So, I mean, I do like that they do that. But now they're also getting PR training. That's a big part of being in the youth team. What to say, how to say it, how to word this, watch out for social media. But they just have no opinion of their own. And then when they do, they get pelters for it if they come out and say something that's a bit... See, I like a fighting spirit in a captain. I like a manager. Kenny said it here before that about George Graham's first ever speech was, I'm here to awake the sleeping giant. I love that sort of stuff. That's what you want to hear when you're at a club like Arsenal. But he needs to come out and he needs to say, okay, I respectfully disagree. Tony Adams is the greatest Arsenal captain, something like that. And then you can go on to say, but I've got to get on with my game and I think that I'm doing and things have changed, whatever way you want to do it. But to just dismiss it, I mean, that's the arrogance of this current Arsenal team. The past doesn't matter to them. The past doesn't matter to them. And it's being systematically wiped as well. This isn't a mistake. This has been a plan. This has been a plan by Arsenal, by the PR machine. Whitewash the history. Don't mention it. Don't mention anything past Arteta. Because if you do start mentioning that, then you have to start mentioning FA Cups and you have to start mentioning leagues and doubles and Cup Winners' Cups and success. We don't want that. Don't dare be holding standards. How can we have standards? How can we have standards? I had someone say to me on X the other day that they'd rather finish 8th with Arteta than 4th with a different manager. That's the point it's gotten to. You know what I mean? It's not about the club anymore. So for him to be coming out and saying that, I mean, he must have been sitting at home in the last month since that's come out thinking, if I ever get asked, this is what I'll say. It's not like he was caught off guard. It's been a long time since it was said. He should have known how to word it. But, it's another thing. It's just another little... For me, a stain on the way this current team acts. Wenger would have gone through him for that. Not in public, but Wenger would have had a word with him in his office after that. If Wenger was manager and one of the players disrespected a legend like that, you can be sure that he would be having a word with him. You can be sure that he would be having a word with him. You look at Henry in interviews, he still says Mr. Dean when he talks about David Dean. He still says boss about Wenger. He's always respectful about the legends. He has a knowledge of Arsenal history that a lot of so-called diehard Arsenal fans don't have. So look, there is a lack of respect there, but am I surprised by it? Not in any way, shape, or form. Not in any way, shape, or form. Am I surprised by it? It's just the way it's gone now, and just another stain on the copybook for me.
I personally, if I was, being Arteta, being an ex-Arsenal player, would have actually had a word for him about that and said, "No, you can't say that." Show respect to an ex-legend of the club, and that to me sums up Arteta. The fact that he knows Tony Adams, right, and he should have had more respect for him from that. I think it's a fucking shocking disgrace, actually, personally. But we'll move on. Mr. Pads is asking Kenny here. Kenny, is it fair to say Arteta is the orderly Harrison of football management? All hype, no delivery.
Well, he's proven that because I recently. Actually, I'll read what was sent to me. It's a Twitter argument. Out of the blue, he just went on the attack. I'll start what he said. Kenny, you are incredibly negative now. Lee really has ruined you as a person. Just back your manager. Obviously, I gave him my response. And after my other response, I won't bore you with the response. Why are you funding the club? You do nothing else but slate and criticise. So I gave him a bit better, a bit more. And then he said, he isn't bigger than the club, but without him, we would be in a far worse position. If Lowell hadn't sacked you and Lee, you'd be singing a different tune. Read the room, Kenny. I'm sort of trying to stand out for views and clicks.
Oh my! Who's this?
I won't name him because I don't want to embarrass him. But he said, "This is what he sent me verbatim. I read it out verbatim." So when you talk about what Mr. Pad said about Mick Arteta being all of that, well, that's exactly what he is. Because to this day, there's still people who ride on that sort of charger who get angry with me and us for questioning Arteta's methods. The fact is that everything Arteta's done for this football club is what you expect for Arsenal. Arsenal should be challenging for the title every season.
Yeah,
Arsenal should be in contention of trophies. Arsenal should be spending multi-millions of pounds to get the best players available to compete for the most prestigious tournaments. Arsenal should have been playing in the World Club Championships because a club of our prestige should be doing that. All these things that we're praising for, he should be doing anyway. But the fact is that he can't get us over the line, and that's become apparent over the last 6 years because the results don't lie. And this season, he's under immense pressure, whether he likes it or not, because the expectations are very high. It's not just us saying it, the usual suspects. It's other fans who are saying it, and it's his acolytes in the media are saying it. Obviously, Martin Keown is really digging his heels in. You saw Martin Keown saying Schmeichel's deranged because he said that the way we played was ugly. Deranged. I mean, Martin, do better. I've met you, mate. I know you feel that you can support Arsenal 24/7 from Monday to Sunday, and then a few hours afterwards. But the fact is that everyone should be allowed to their opinion. I can just imagine it right now. If we were to phone in and actually vent our fury and give our opinion on how we feel Arteta's doing, and we had the misfortune of speaking to Martin Keown, it'll either we won't get through or be cut off, and they'll get the next person who's positive, and they'll go for every person until they find someone who's positive and they agree with Martin and Keown.
Yeah,
Martin Keown is a gatekeeper of to this manager. Ian Wright's just as bad a gatekeeper. Well, according to people like the guy who sent me that message, we should be praising Arteta, but football don't lie.
What? For what? He ain't run fuck all.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think that the game will be up. I think he'll find Berta extremely annoying, extremely disruptive, obstructive as well. And I think that will be the sign for him to leave the football club. He'll give the ultimatum, but if he doesn't get here's what he wants to hear from him, Stan will be gone. So all these people saying that Arteta, look where he's done. Well, you can't carry on like this. You can't go into year 6 of not winning anything, then we go 7 and 8, because that's where we're going. Where we went with Arsene Wenger, we went 9 years without trophies, and arguably, this team, pound for pound, is better equipped and better defensively and better coached. Yet they still can't win nothing. So it's on the manager. You know, you don't get any prize to finish second.
And Kenny, sorry to cut across you, but when did Wenger get in top 4 all the time, which was seen as a disgrace? How was that switch to Arteta getting it to being a success with more money, with more backing and stuff? It's just systematically been, to me, that this culture of mediocrity, as Normsky says, it's been a clever ploy for me that they've made out that we're this mid-table team.
Well, it's an evolving machine. It's been like that. You know, it was as soon as we got the job, it was an evolving machine. Thank God. His first game, one of his first few games, there was a game against Man United where everyone started praising because we beat Man United, and he was saying, "Oh, we're playing great football through the lines," and he won the FA Cup. And then when we got into difficulty, the same acolytes have said, "Oh, give him time because he has to get rid of the bad eggs." And that's been the themes from then on. From day one, he's been highly invested in by fans and the board alike. So they're not going to change. And to them, this is success. This is like winning a trophy because they've been proven right what a great manager he is.
Yeah, no.
And he's lowered the standards. That's what he did. I always say the cleverest thing he did was from the very beginning, repeatedly saying things like process, progress, stages, phases.
But
he opened it up to give himself years. He bought himself years.
But Kenny and Shane, the biggest problem I've had with a lot of the Arsenal fans is that they've jumped on board as if Arsenal are a bottom of the league,
lucky to be here,
and we're lucky to have Arteta because look where he's taken us. Because they don't know that Arsenal is one of the biggest teams in Europe and the third biggest team in the country.
So Chelsea win 2 trophies, DJB, we're not anymore.
It comes with the job. You manage a team like Arsenal, you're expected to challenge. As Kenny said, you're expected to go for trophies. You're expected to be in semi-finals. You're expected to be in the Champions League. That's minimum requirements. But they talk as if we've had none of that. Mm-hmm. They talk as if we're like 5th, 6th from bottom, mid-table team, and now we've become this force. We've always been a force. The difference is we've been a force that have won big trophies, league, championships and things like that. The only one that's eluded us is the Champions League. But other than that, we've been winning trophies. So this is nothing new to Arsenal. What is new to Arsenal is that we're not winning anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's new to me after supporting the club all the years I've supported it, and Kenny has supported it, and Shane and yourself, Jez. It's new to me that we're not winning anything. This is new to me. Not where we are. That's not new. I've been here before. I've been seconds, runners up, and Champions League places and all of that. So this ain't nothing new to me. What's new to me is I'm winning nothing. I'm watching crap football and winning nothing. That's new to me. So this is what annoys me with a lot of the fans that have come on the Arteta bandwagon. It's as if he took over, no disrespect, it's as if he took over a Leicester City or something, or a Southampton, or a West Bromwich Albion. You know what I mean? He's taken over a mega football club with the minimum requirement of challenging. And the only problem is now that you've got to go from challenging to winning, like Wenger did, like George Graham did, like Bertie Mee did. Yeah? Terry Neal got us to FA Cup finals and everything else. What I'm trying to say, that is the next level now. That's the next phase. And he can't get us to that next phase. And if you can't get a club like Arsenal to that next phase, then you have to look into yourself in the mirror and go, I've done all what I can. I can't do any more. I've taken the clubs as far as I can go and walk away. Don't keep glossing it up as if like he's this magician and he's taken us from the depths of hell. We've never been in the depths of hell. We're Arsenal Football Club. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Even when we was 8th, we was winning trophies under George Graham and things like that.
The managers you've mentioned there, the Bertie Mees, the George Grahams, the Arsene Wengers, none of them were backed like him financially.
No,
either.
Exactly.
They didn't get this backing.
None of them have been backed. Exactly. None of them have been backed. And the thing is though, Shane, with modern day, what I don't understand and I find frustrating, with modern day football nowadays and the amount of money that's involved in football, commercially, stadia, tourists, the merchandise, it is a business. And in any business, if you've got something in the cog that's failing, you have to take it out. Whether that's a manager of a Marks and Spencer's branch, whether that's a line manager of a food factory, if you ain't doing the job, you've got to be taken out, because long term you lose business. You lose the business. And this is what's happening with Arteta. He hasn't fulfilled his potential. So therefore, he is the weak link in the roundabout. So take him out. He's got to be taken out. It's time to move on. I've got nothing personally. I've got nothing personally against him, and I've said time and time again, I've seen some good football under this manager.
It's been a long time, DJ, since we had good football.
It's been a long time. I agree, Shane. It's been a long time, but it has been there. and we also have finished in Champions League spots now. I get that, but he hasn't taken me to the next level, and he ain't going to take me to the next level, and that's why I'm saying it's time to move on. I just feel that I need a change, and for someone that still goes and watches Arsenal, that pays good money to watch to watch this team, I think I have a right to say I want a new manager. I'm sorry.
100%.
And so does Kenny. I don't know why Kenny's getting these messages from these crazy people, because
they've gone over to the dark side, DJ. They've gone over. They've been bambboozled. They've been bamboozled.
Kenny as well has followed them all over the place. Yeah. He's got a right. He knows what's. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly. And this is the thing. That whole depths of hell thing. I did fact check this stat. Someone sent it to me, and the only thing that's wrong is that Emery actually drew 9 and only lost 5 in his last 25 games. 2 of those games were European semi-final, where he absolutely spanked Valencia. Yes, we lost to Chelsea in the final, but that's Arteta's last 25 games. So the depths of hell thing, there's a 1 point difference in that. If you're going to add it up as 3 points for a win, including cups, there's a 1 point difference in that. Those games there for Arteta include going out of a European semi-final. So this whole thing that we've taken from the depths of hell, yes, things weren't perfect under Emery, but people seem to forget that he finished 5th. He didn't finish 8th. Okay, he was in 8th when he got fired, but it was very early. Who's to say he wouldn't have finished higher? He probably would have. You know what I mean? Emery had a habit of every club he's been at of stringing 6-7 wins together. So it just, I put this up on X, and the amount of people that go ballistic, that's not true. And then you prove that it is, and they go, well, it doesn't mean the same thing. And you go, what do you mean? It's right there in front of you. It's right there in front of you. There's the results. Well, when he finished 2nd, he finished. I am tired of hearing that we're competing. We're competing again. Yet, like we weren't. Like Wenger hadn't won 3 cups in his last 5 years.
Facts.
Like we didn't have trophies. It's so lopsided, and it's not. You know, the scary thing. It's not even the young fans all the time. There's older fans that have been bamboozled by this guy. I have never seen. We've said this so many times, DJB. Never in our lives have we seen a manager this protected. Never in our lives have we seen a manager this protected. Ever. And not just at Arsenal, at any club.
Shane, and you won't in the future. You won't next season. You won't see when he moves on. When he's gone from this club, you won't ever see another manager in world football get the time and the money this guy's had. You won't see it. Even if Simeone walks into another job, even if Zidane goes and gets the Fenerbahce job, if he fails in 2 seasons, he's gone.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp, if he comes back to management, if he fails within 2 or 3 years,
Mourinho got sacked because the football for him.
Mourinho gets sacked. This is what I'm saying.
TV.
Because the problem is owners invest so much money now in the game.
Yeah.
They're investing so much money in the game out of their own pockets. It doesn't come out of the fans' pockets, it comes out of their pockets. Right? They invest so much money into the game. You honestly think that they're going to have manager staying at football clubs for 8-9 years and not winning anything? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
But when you look at sorry, Jezza, where you go?
There you go. Go on, mate. Go on.
No, I was going to say, when you see if it does end up happening, Zidane going to Fenerbahce, one of the best in class that's out there, right?
Yeah, and we're going to miss the boat again.
In for managers like that, we should be in for managers like that. Regardless,
we're going to miss the boat again. Exactly, like we done with Jurgen Klopp.
We have to go for him now. This is the only chance we're going to get. We have to go for him. Put in a phone call. Test the water. We should be going, look, this is Zidane. Sorry, Mikel. I don't really, this is the big boy now. Because other businesses do that. You could be doing all right in your job, but then someone amazing becomes available and you go, sorry, he's better than you. I have to get him in.
Yes, exactly.
It would never happen, though. We don't view football like that. We don't view football like that.
No, but we've never done that with our managers over the years. We've always been pretty loyal to our managers. And this is... this is what's got to change within the club as well. This, it's got to change. The culture of Arsenal's got to change. Otherwise, if it don't, it's going to be left behind. It's going to be left behind. It's got to change. We've got to get more ruthless. That Concordia Crescit, that was all okay back in the day, but times have moved on now. It's got to change.
It certainly has. Big up, Aaron. Congratulations, mate, on getting to 2K.
Yeah, big up, Aaron. Big up, my friend.
You've made a great comment there, actually, DJ. It leads very nicely onto this. I'm just going to do this super chat here, man. Hang on. hang on. No, let me go back. Sorry. Yeah, you can see we're all experts at this nonsense. Big up, man. Big up, Andy. Again, thank you. Arteta will never walk. He's a narcissist in his mind. It's not the win. It's taking part. He's a cancer to the club and must be removed. Yes, I totally agree with you on that one. Absolutely. I've been saying it for 2-3 years now. You know what I mean? But this one, I think this is a great comment here. Where is it now? I've got to find it. Bloody hell, I've got to find it again now. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Mr. Pad says, anybody jumping on this one? Jump in. Jez, one interesting observation that Josh Kroenke has attended all 3 of our games thus far this season. Wouldn't be surprised if he's at the Forest game either. Arteta's days are numbered. Anybody want to jump in? Anybody?
Yeah, he's definitely taken more of an interest in the day-to-day of it. You don't put that much money in. You don't put that much money in. You know, me and DJB were talking about it a while back, and I was saying it was during one of my really sort of down about this manager. I was saying I don't know what he can do to get fired. And as DJB said, if they were just interested in Champions League, they would have spent half of what they spent this summer. They wouldn't have spent that much if it was just for getting Champions League. They want trophies now, and they're going to watch them, and rightly so. If you're investing that much money, you know you can guarantee you that Josh is on the phone a lot more to Berta than he's on the phone to Arteta. That's for a certainty for me. He's on the phone to him a lot more, going about the Liverpool game, seeing that lineup, going, why did we buy him all these players? What was the point in that? Because Josh will be saying, am I not seeing something here? Because Bertie, you're the football expert. And he'll be saying, nah, mate, this is crazy. You know, he's definitely taken more of an interest, and I hope he does. Arteta won't like it. We know how sort of his ego works. He won't like being undermined, and that's what these guys are doing. And again, rightly so. He hasn't done what he's been asked to do. He did at the start, get us into the Champions League, all of that sort of stuff. But it's been too long now. You know, you need progress. And there hasn't been... We regressed last year. We regressed the season before that. I think we'll regress this season, regardless of who we signed. I think Chelsea, as I've said before, will finish ahead of us. The City game against United will be absolutely massive this season. If they lose or draw that, I'll have to change my prediction that they'll be right up there. I think they're in trouble. If they go there and beat them, they're right back in it.
Ask you a question.
You know, but this is... Sorry, Jess.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you think there's this meeting that took place between Josh, Arteta and Berta? Do you think that is why now Josh is saying, right, I'm watching you, and I'm here, I'm watching you. We all know the Kroenkes have got a place in London. God knows where it is, but it's going to be a swanky setup. And he's now here saying, right, you've had this money. We had this meeting. I'm watching you very closely. I'll ask you that, and I'll ask Kenny and DJ exactly the same question.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's here now. I think he'll be here a lot this season. I really do. I think this will be his baby now. He's got Berta. Before then, I think he was going to Arteta about everything, and Arteta would have been telling him everything's fine. Eddie would have been telling him everything's fine. They're the get-along gang. Now that he's probably hearing that things aren't fine off Berta, saying, oh, the injuries, these could be avoided. Really? Yeah, they could be avoided. You know, this player's unhappy. He should be playing this player. We might lose this guy for a loss. Look at me trying to sell these players. Like, what did he get? 10 million, I think, all summer through all these players. These are all investments. These are investments. Let's remember that. We look at them as players. To the Kroenkes, these are investments. And their investments are getting absolutely ruined. Absolutely ruined. It's like having a show car and the guy that's running the garage keeps dinging it and he keeps, running it into the ground and then trying to sell it. And you go, what's going on here? Why am I selling these cars? So he's now got someone that isn't going to sugarcoat it to him. And he's probably saying, I'm going to stick around now. I need to know what's going on, because Berta's suddenly telling me that it's not all rosy in the Arsenal garden. It's not all great. We should be doing better. We should be, like I said, if he was having meetings once a year or a Zoom call with Edu and Arteta, they'd be like, oh, everything's fine. We're great. We've been really unlucky with injuries. We're working miracles. And we know he's been bamboozled by Arteta in the past. So now that he's got his straight shooter in Berta, He's probably going, well, I'm going to stick around here now for a while and actually get the lay of the land. And I'm glad for it, because this guy's had he's had the freedom of the city for far too long. And like most people who get that sort of freedom, they end up taking the piss. So I'm glad that he's there. I'm glad that Bert is here, and he will get found out. It's only a matter of time, because he does not have the wits about him. He doesn't have the talent as a manager or as a coach to get himself out of this. He doesn't have it. If he flukes it, luck can only last so long. So yeah, I think that Josh is definitely 100% taken much more of a deep-rooted interest in this, and it can only lead to good things for me.
Yeah, Kenny, what do you think? Do you think that's why he's here more?
I think, you know what, the soothsayers and sort of people behind the Arteta machine will say that he's there to lend support to Mikel, because you know they'll go back to the extract of the pure, absolutely rubbish Amazon documentary where he's saying, why is everyone bashing what we're trying to build here? That garbage, you know, in his smoky voice. So people will say, well, he's here to back the manager. You know, him and Berta, see how close you're working, you know, lends to support. But the fact is that regardless of the reason he's here or not, Mikel's under pressure. Josh is under pressure as well.
Yeah.
You know, he spent a load of money, club money, of course. It's never going to be his.
Yeah.
And he's made an appointment where he's brought a high profile man in. The only person who's not under pressure is Berta, probably, because Berta's still here. He's sure of his reputation, you always get work. But Josh is under immense pressure, because this has to work. Because he won't be able to stave the calls for Arteta to be removed if it doesn't work. And Mikel's under pressure because, you know, he's losing support in the media. When you've got Peter Schmeichel, breaking ranks and talking about the way he played, and you've got people like Phil Walcott speaking his mind about the way he played, he don't care. Phil Walcott's doing nicely in America and Sky Sports, getting gigs. If Arsenal sack him, who cares? You know, we all thought Phil Walcott is going to follow the party line. He wasn't following the party line after we lost. And he wasn't too complimentary about where he played at Old Trafford as well. So that's no matter down the drain. Petit's never been loyal he's only been loyal to what he sees in the pitch, which is the club and not to Mikel. So his support is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. And it's the same for Josh, because he'll have to make a decision, because his dad is going to wash his hands of this. He'll say, on you. So Josh needs to work. So either if he's putting pressure on Arteta or he's supporting him, either way, both are under pressure. I don't think he will do it now. He'll want to back him and see how his investment going. But if he's here for the rest of the season and we get to December where we knew we weren't going to win the league, just knew, then maybe he might crack the whip. Maybe we'll accept pressure. But I'll tell you one thing for sure: he will not pull the pin out of the grenade until May, because he does not want to do what Spurs did when they sacked Conte, put Champions League qualification into jeopardy. Because you know how it is at big clubs, and it's not just Arsenal do it; it's Man United have done it. Yeah, Chelsea have done it. Liverpool have done it. If you can't win the league, make sure you get in the top four, because we need that dough. So this season, that's when May will be the time when the decision will have to be made. But not now. I can promise you guys now. Josh can be here, but he will not pull the pin out of the grenade.
Good point. Yeah, no, it's a good point. I mean, I just think his presence is a bonus, because he hasn't been present very often. So just having him there puts pressure on the manager. It might be added pressure. It might be support, as Kenny said. But what it does do, he knows he's there, and that's what he's got to try and deal with. But yeah, everyone's under pressure at the football club. Everyone's under pressure. The players, the captain, the manager, the owners. The only one that probably hasn't got much pressure on him is Berta, because he's done his bit. He's brought players in. The next thing he's got to do is still negotiate to try and get some players out and negotiate contracts. So he's probably the only one that's sort of sitting back in a nice, comfortable position. Everyone else, even the players, have got to perform. The manager's got to step it up, and the owner's got to make a decision, come what may. But that decision will be made. That decision will be made either way. It will either be made whether he stays for another season or whether he gets the sack. But one thing's for sure, there will be a decision, come what may. I said January, but thinking about it and the logic side of it with the Champions League and everything else, and what other clubs have done and got their hands burnt, it might not happen. But one thing's for sure, to a lot of the Arsenal fans, domestic cups ain't good enough. To a lot of Arsenal fans, it's the end of the road for him, whatever happens. So we just have to wait and see. I've not really turned against the owners just yet. The only thing I blame the owners for was for hiring him in the first place and for keeping him as long as they have. That's what I blame the managers, the owners for. I didn't think that they got the best in class. They got the cheapest in class when they hired Arteta. That's what I was annoyed with. I think they should have got a better manager from the start. And then when they did get him, they've paid him too much money. He hasn't earned his stripes yet to warrant that £15 million a year, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what I blame the manager for, the owners for. And I'm a little bit peed off with the owners for giving him this season. I thought last season with the squad we had was good enough to win trophies.
Yeah.
And when we capitulated against Newcastle and we went out against Man United and we was never in the title race, and then we capitulated against PSG after 4 minutes, I thought his time was up then.
Yeah, I did.
So yeah. I'm absolutely shocked that he was going into this season. I thought there was going to be an announcement in May, just gone. So that's my gripes with the owners. I think they've spent the money. I think they've backed him. But yeah, I just think it's curtains. I really do. And even if he wins the FA Cup, I still think it's curtains. I don't think it's going to be enough for the owners now. And I've said this all along, and Shane repeated what I've been saying. If it was just Champions League, they wouldn't have spent £1 billion.
Mm.
If it was just Champions League football they was interested in, they wouldn't be spending all this money. So they want bigger trophies. They've seen, and probably what probably rocked the boat is seeing the neighbours Spurs win in Europe last season. I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think they saw that. They saw that parade, North London, next to our stadium, and they're probably thinking, hang on a minute, that should have been us.
The Arsenal ladies, after changing manager as well, might have had an effect.
The Arsenal ladies, the progress of them. So all of these things now have come to a head. And I just think it's run its natural course now. And I think, like all of us Arsenal fans, like the football team, they've got to get through this season the best we can, try and win something to give the fans a day out. And more importantly, the players win something together so they can go on to win bigger things no matter who the manager's going to be, because they need to taste success. They need to walk out on Wembley, or whether it be a Champions League final, win or lose, they need that final, because the next manager coming in, if you've got players that have tasted glory or tasted a cup final, the next manager coming in with these group of players has got the majority of his work already done. So, for me, I'll be absolutely shocked and gutted if this guy is still here next year. If he is still here next season, 26, 27, honestly, I don't even know what I'd do. I'd be tempted to sell my season ticket, I think. And that's saying something.
I think the thing is, DJ, I've got a different twist on it, right? and we're going to wrap the show up soon, boys, because we're going an hour and a half now. I think there's a different twist to this, personally. I think Josh Kroenke has given him, released the money, the club's money, right? It's not out of his own back pocket. It's out of the club's funds. And said, there you go. You've got what you wanted under Berta, right? And it was Josh Kroenke that brought in Berta, yeah? And said, right, here you go. You've got everything you want now. There's the rope. There's the rope.
Yeah.
Right. Go and do the damage. Go and sort it. Go and win big. I don't think Josh is going to accept an FA Cup.
No.
He's not going to accept a League Cup. He wants big trophies. He wants the Prem or he wants the Champions League. And he's basically said, there you are. You've got everything on a plate now, right? You've got everything there. Go out and do it. If you don't, you go. You have to go. We don't know. None of us are privileged to know what happened, what was said. But I'd put money on it. I would put money on this gentleman, right? Behind the scenes, already, Berta is tapping up somebody. I'd put money on
I think he's got his ears to the ground. Definitely, he's got his ears to the ground. It's a shame. It's a shame he ain't got them right now because Zidane wants to come back into a job. And I'll tell you what, I'd be acting now, mate. I'd be acting now. I'd be looking at the future.
I would with you as well. I would with you as well.
I'd be pulling the rug now.
Before we wrap this up, gentlemen, thank you, chat. There's been some great comments in there, which I started. I thought were very pertinent. Shano, give me your prediction for the game on midday on Saturday.
Yeah, well, I made a prediction the other day, and it keeps changing, but I'll just stick with it. I have a really, really bad feeling. A really bad feeling. I can see it being 2-1 to Forest. I can see it being 2-1 to Forest. If it goes the other way, I think it'll be 2-1 either way. I just see one team taking a 2-0 lead, then letting one in with about 10 minutes left, and then a frantic finish. I just have a bad feeling. I have a really bad feeling. I can just, in my mind, I can just see the second goal going in and the sort of the background cheer of the opposition crowd and just, what's happening here? And us going, you see, it's all falling apart. I pray I'm wrong. Everybody will say I don't, that I want Arsenal to lose and all this stuff, which is just absolute insanity. But it's so hard to call, but I'll stick with it. I have it at 2-1 Forest. I don't know why it's stuck in my head at that. And I wish it wasn't. I will be doing a pre-match tactical breakdown the night before, which I'll be doing for every match now. That could change my mind because, you know, when you delve deep into something, you go, do you know what? Actually, I never thought of that. Just like while we were talking earlier, it just came to me when I said, you know what? I can see Marino starting. I hadn't thought of that before. So, you know, things like that will change. But I just have a really bad feeling for it. I pray I'm wrong, but I have a really, really bad feeling. So I'll say 2-1 Forest.
Okay. Bloody hell. Okay. Kenny, you'll be at the game, obviously.
Look forward to it. Nice early kick-off, you know. It's going to be it's going to be wall-to-wall football, really, isn't it, guys? You've got to get off the game. I don't know what London games are in the Championship, but there's 2 London derbies, both from Sky. But I think we're going to win the game, but it won't be pretty. I think we'll win by the odd goal, maybe 2-1. I think Shane's right. It could be 2-1 either team. I think what will happen is that we'll have to play a bit better. We have to get on the front foot. You know the score, don't you, guys? There's a 30-minute sort of corridor where we've got to score in those first 30 minutes. If we don't, that's when the crowd get restless, and then that's when anything can happen. I don't think I pray we got the performance we had last season when we beat them 3-0. We played really out of our skins and took the game away from them. Hope we do play like that, but you just never know. Ange, we haven't really thrashed any of Ange's sides. Ange got, in his first game against us, he got a point with Spurs where they should have really smashed us to pieces. He kept all his best players on. I think they would have battered us at the Emirates. And then afterwards, we've won every game home and away. So yeah, interesting one. He's a last man you want as manager, isn't he?
Yeah.
Manager's bats could count for a lot.
Yeah.
But as I said before, I bet he's wishing he had a Langer in that team.
Yeah.
Oh, of course he will. Of course he will. DJ, man.
I'm going to go, Jez. It's all about team selection for me. If the right team's selected, it could be an Arsenal comfortable win. If he picks the wrong team, and if we don't start lively in the first 10 minutes, and 12:30 kickoffs for Arsenal at the Emirates are a bit of a dull affair anyway, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Even the buzz around the ground is not very, it's a strange one, the 12:30 kickoffs at the Emirates. I've said it. I think Mikel Arteta will be cautious of their counter attack, so he'll set up negative to compensate for that. And by him doing that, it will then nullify our attacking options. So I'm going to go a 1-1. I think Forest will get a draw. New manager bounce. I think I'm going to go 1-1. But I'm hoping I'm wrong. Of course, I'm hoping I'm wrong. 100%. I hope we absolutely wipe the floor with them. But I just think he's going to be cautious of the attack, the counter attack. And I think because he'll have that. See, the thing is with Arteta, what you got to do is get in his mindset. He never thinks, how can I win the game? His first line of thought will be, how can I stop their counter attack? And by doing that, he'll be on the back foot straight away. And that's when I think that's one of his weaknesses. And when he does that, it allows other team the opportunity. So therefore, I think it'll be 1-1.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I've predicted a 2-1. I'm sticking with my 2-1 to Arsenal on that one. But
sorry, Kenny. Jez, I'll tell you one prediction I can get 100% right. I'll meet Kenny in the pub and he won't buy me a drink. There you go.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I haven't bought the drink in my life.
I'm only joking, Kenny. I'll buy you a Ribena, mate. Don't you worry about that.
It's one of the worst kept secrets. I don't drink.
I know.
I don't drink either.
I don't drink often. I don't drink much either,
this
mate.
A new thing happening in this game, right? This weekend, we've got ref cam this weekend. The ref.
It's going to be no good to us, is it? It's not even good to everyone else, is it? Because we
watching at home.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. For me, I'll be watching it on the telly, obviously, and be able to see the old ref cam, see what he's seeing as he's actually looking at the game. So I don't know how that's going to work on the TV right now, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But we're going to wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, pick up, guys. Pick up the chat.
Thank you always. Shane, mate, thank you for joining, as always. What you got coming up, my friend?
No, big up having me on, as always. A massive pleasure. I do love Tuesdays because we have the retro show and then we go straight into the old school show, and it's just two of the shows that are massively close to my heart, and I adore it. So big up to Kenny, of course, and big up to DJ and yourself, and the wonderful chat who were brilliant today. Some great questions. I will have obviously the full Irish tomorrow. Then I will have Clean Through 101 with views during the day. Show we do together. Obviously, then the Bruised Banana on Thursday night, which you'll be on as well, Jez. Thanks so much for your time. Absolute legend. And then Friday night, I'll be doing my first ever tactical breakdown show. It'll just be sort of a half an hour going through who we think Forest will pick, who we think Arsenal will pick, and then who we should pick. And it'll be one of those shows that just sort of play it by ear, more just playing football based, just all football, go through it. So I'm looking forward to that. And then through the weekend, then I'll be covering Serie A, which I've been very happy with. Actually, it's been a wonderful watch. But yeah, lots of stuff in the pipeline. But the main one is always the full Irish in the morning. Numbers have been crazy recently. The chat's always amazing. They're in from start to finish, and the support is massively appreciated. So big up to everybody.
Big up, man. Kenny Ken, shout out where we can find you on Insta.
You can find me at Instagram at KennyKen1972. It's going to be a big week this week coming. Well, match, and then let's not forget next Tuesday is our first game in the Champions League, 5:45 in Bilbao.
Oh, yeah.
Athletic against Arsenal. Massive game. Game that I'm looking forward to. Can't wait next Tuesday. and it's a game where I think we got laid down a marker, but we saw that Man United decimated Bilbao, and we're better than Man United at the moment, and have been for a long time. So you never know. But the Champions League, I think teams try harder when they play in the Champions League, don't they?
Yeah,
it's a different world, isn't it? Different world, Kenny. You know that, mate. You know that.
DJB, my friend.
Yeah.
I have to say that show, your retro show tonight, was probably
up there.
In my opinion, probably the best one. I thought it's
it was a good one. Yeah, it was a good one.
Well, I've won both pick of the week. Pick of the week, I've won both weeks. So
he's won both weeks, hasn't he? I mean, come on, I've got to get one pick at least. He's 2-0 up on me, Shane. He's 2-0 up. He's leading 2-0. We've got to sort that out. No, the retro show is always a pleasure to do. It's a break from all of what goes on, and then I come on this show, and I love this show as well. So I'm with Shane on that. I've got Dan Potts in about an hour tonight. I'm on the Potsy show tonight. I don't know what that's going to bring. I don't know who he's got on there. It's always a surprise. Are you on it, Kenny?
He's got me on, yeah.
Oh, well, that's all right then. I'm safe with you, Kenny. I'm fine. So, and then I've got the midweek mingle, me and Northside on a Wednesday. We'll be highlighting the weekend's game and everything. I'm not doing the Thursday chat this week. I'm going to be doing it the following week because I'm busy this week. But I will be doing my Sunday sit back, guys, as usual. Going over the game and everything else. And big up to everyone. Big up the chat. And Jez, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you very much indeed.
Jez, same to you. And obviously, I hope your missus is feeling better, is feeling on the road to recovery.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she's getting there. She's struggling at the moment. She is. Sleeps a lot. But every day, every single day, we've got to go and have this treatment. It's a bit of a nightmare.
Faults are with Mrs. Jez, man. Faults are with Mrs. Jez all day long.
And I think tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, I think I'm on with views on sports tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
To be confirmed.
He's a good guy. Views on sports, a good guy.
Yeah, top guy. I think it's tomorrow night, tomorrow evening. And then I will be doing a late night show with Dal to talk about the game at the weekend. And I might even try and drag my TJ out. I haven't seen TJ for fucking years.
Where is he gone?
Yeah, he seems to stream very late now.
Yeah.
Seems to stream very, very late.
Time zones.
So, but I'm going to contact him and say, can you make it? Have a chat. You know what I mean? And big up, people. Thank you very much for your time.
I was going to say, if anyone's free Sunday evening and want to join me on the sit back, I can send you a link. You're more than welcome.
Yeah,
that's a good show.
Jez, if you want to join, Kenny, I know it's late for you, but if you want to, you're always welcome to jump on. So I'll send the links out. I'll send the link backs for the sit back session on a Sunday if you want to join.
It's a bit past. It's a bit past me time, but I'll definitely give it a watch anyway. I've got no distractions anyway. I'm only, Sunday's going to be like what was it, a match of derby? Before that, there's a few.
Yeah. I'm normally running about 10:15, something like that, 10:30ish.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no worries. No worries. And we'll have a chat about the game. It won't go on forever, but it'd be good.
Hopefully you'll win the game.
Get a nice lot of chatting on a Sunday. It's nice. It's just a nice cozy end of the week.
It really is. Yeah.
All right, people.
Yeah, you have to get a graphic for the background, like a blazing fire, DJ, that just crackles in the background.
In the winter, I'll get you onto that, Shane. You can do it for me.
We're going to wrap it up, people. It's been thank you for your kind comments, people. Thank you. We're going to do the wrap up now. Get these people, get their normal evenings. Whatever you're doing. Thanks to everybody that's come in. Get these two, Shano and DJB. Get them to 2K. Come on now. It's not hard, is it? Just go and sub to them. They put great content out. If you haven't watched that show earlier tonight, 4:30, the retro show, it's legend. I'm swear down. It's one of my favourite shows of the week. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm out of here, people. Take care, everyone.
See you later, people.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, Jez. Thank you very much. Cheers, Kenny. See you later.
Take care, people.
See you later.